Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Sunday morning's messages of love from above. So happy to have everyone here. Hello, my friends and all my soul family. Excited to see what messages come in today. Yes, my voice is a little lower today. There's been some wonderful, wonderful pollens flying around, spreading beautiful seeds. And my alarm system has gone off. So you get to enjoy a deeper, deeper, lower voice from bruddaZEN today. But before we get this started into the readings, I do want to send love out to the world. So if you'd like to join me in doing that, I more than welcome that. Whether you're watching live or on replay, we can all join together, send amazing love out to the world. So I'm going to take a big, deep breath and come back to right here, right now. And just allow that love to flow down into our hearts, fill us up, and flow out to the world. Circling the globe in a giant bubble of love, filling it all up, touching every heart that's ready to expand and raise the love vibration higher and higher and higher. And we ourselves take steps to transform our own heart. And that's the biggest thing that we can do for our collective is sweep in front of our own door and change our heart, raise our love vibration. And that helps everyone. And if you are in need of unconditional love in this moment too, for your own heart, your mind, your body, for a loved one, a situation, a relationship, for your allergies or your sinuses. We accept that love ourselves, but we send it also to you. So I am accepting the energy for myself, and I'm also filling up and sending love to all of you, joining together, multiplying it to you. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me and doing that and allowing me the space for that. And before we get into the readings, I do want to make sure everyone knows you have 1 day left to get into the drawing for Monday's drawing. Every Monday, I put out I have a drawing where I give away at least one personal recorded reading. I'll be giving away two 30-minute personal recorded readings tomorrow. And on Tuesdays, I do put out a video announcing what I'm giving away, how you can get into the video drawing, recorded drawing, and any other giveaway news. So that's the link that I just posted there for this last one. So if you want to check it out, that's where you can get the info, the 411, as we say here. And then this last week, I did put out episode 2 of Take 10 with Zen, which it's a video of content of 10 minutes and under that answers questions for my subscribers. And it's about connecting to the upper world and understand more about who we are as well. This one was about spirit guides, and I really enjoyed it. So if you feel that resonates, be sure to check that out. And we've got 1 week left here in June. Can you believe it? So if you haven't checked out your monthly reading for the month of June, it goes in talking about the solstice as well. So that's the playlist. And there's also a little screen at the beginning that talks about all the different planets and what area of our life they rule over. So if you're wanting to zero in and find out more information on a specific area of your life, if you know the zodiac sign for the planet, you can check out that reading too. And if you don't know your birth chart, You can go to a free websites out there and obtain it. A great one is astro.com. It's the one I've been using for a long time. I'm not affiliated with them, but I just trust them. But whatever trusted site you'd like to go to, definitely you can look into that as well. And then every week, I'm sorry, and those monthlies actually they cover the solstice, the entire 3 months, so you can glean for there. It's not just specifically for June. It talks about June, but it all that energy extends for the next 2 to 3 months. And then every week I put out at least one pick a card reading. This one was all about the solstice since the solstice started summer solstice, winter solstice, moving into the sign of Cancer as well. So wonderful, wonderful moon energy ruled by the moon. So it's going to be a very wonderful month here. And so if you want to check that out, I also have a ton of other pick a cards doing one or two a week sometimes. So if you ever need more messages of love, be sure to check out my playlists. There's a lot of free content there. All right. So I think that's the main stuff going on there. And move my coffee out of the way here. And let us get my desktop all set up here, and we shall get into the readings. If you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome. First of all, we have a great soul family, great senses of humor, which is so important these days, and even larger hearts, which is also especially important in this day and age. So, welcome to that. And how the free readings work is I do go down the list first come, first serve for the free readings. There's no special list. The chat is the mighty list. And all you have to do is put your question out there. If you don't want to put your business out there, you can just ask for a general reading or for guidance. And Spirit knows what you're wanting. So we'll pull cards with that. And if anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. I'll prioritize those readings, step out of the free readings, dive deeper, pulling more cards. And then also, I don't know what else I'm going to say. Oh, and then I just moved back into the free readings and move down the list back in order again. To make a donation, you can use the super chat at the bottom, also in the pinned comment and the description box of the video down below. I do have my Venmo, my Cash App, my PayPal, and my Square. So, however you feel comfortable making a donation, you can do that. And there's no specific dollar amount at this time. Um, there's just, I know everyone's finances vary from day to day and person to person, country to country, planet to planet. So whatever you are able to give is the perfect amount. I think that's it. Like you can tell, my sinuses are a little congested today. My voice is a little lower. So luckily, it's not me that I just have to step away and listen. It's not my brain that has to bring the messages. They just drop them in. So that's good. So you all are safe still. All right. I do have a donation that came in. Thank you so much, Dune, for your donation. So we'll start with you and then we will move to the free readings unless I get a donation in between. So, Dune, let me see here. I don't see a question over there. And let me see. I don't. Oh, there it is. What is your ex thinking of you? Uh-oh, you are brave. Let's take a look here. Oh, and I'm using the Naked Heart Tarot and the Star Tarot today. I've been using them. I usually use the same deck or decks for like the Wednesday through Sunday. So let's take a look here. All right. Well, it seems here, they are, this, they are thinking, they have thoughts here with the movement of swords, but it's a movement. They've got the movement with the Knight of Swords, and they've got the Eight of Pentacles. What this tells me with these 2 cards is that the thoughts are moving on. It's like they aren't super focused on, like, thinking a lot and putting a lot of, mental energy into it, because the Eight of Pentacles shows that this is also movement. So you got 2 movement cards, movement in the outside world and movement of their mind, you know? So it's like there's this movement, 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 movement forward. So I see that, and then, if that wasn't enough movement, we also have the Chariot, which is huge movement, major arcana movement and choices. It's the power of choice card, which it's like they're choosing their thoughts, their, emotions. They're like just really buckled down and moving forward and moving forward. Um, they've got the Along with the Chariot here, the Emperor card, which is called Skyfather in this particular one, but it's the Emperor energy, Aries, new beginning, moving forward. Um, the Emperor has like a lot of people around them with a lot of blah, 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 blah in their ear about supposed tos and shoulds and need tos. But the Emperor's like, all right, everyone, you can clear out. I have to make decisions. I'm stepping forward. I'm doing this. And you said she has kids, which makes sense. Uh, it's like she I feel like they're used to, like, picking up and going, "All right, we gotta move forward. We gotta keep going." Because it's like they have to be a leader. They feel responsible, and so I feel like they're really, um, just like a soldier. They just really, go forward and push themselves forward. 'Cause we've got here, we've got, it's like they have their eyes set on finding new love in the future here, and the King of Cups, Spirit of Cups, is balancing heart and mind. So I feel like they just want to, um, move forward, move forward, move forward, move forward, move forward, looking for a partnership, looking for this love. And but they've got all this balancing and all this stuff. So, um, it's just like they're ready to, uh, just go forward. I mean, that's what I just hear. I need to move forward. I need to move forward. I need to move forward. And so I feel like, there's this, moving forward. You got the Knight of Wands, the fiery knight, the fastest moving knight. They're just like, there's this big, looking to the future, not to the past, looking at what they need to do to feel, like their life is full. And so I feel like this is what is coming forward. I don't feel like there's like hatred or, anything like that. Like you said, you used to have a good relationship with them. But I feel like that, oh, you're sharing the kids. Oh, that's good. So I feel like it's about planning her future, what she wants, what she needs, as well. So I feel like she's, a trooper going forward here. I mean, you got the movement of wands, the Eight of Pentacles, the movement of swords, the Chariot. All four of those are all about action, action, movement, movement, movement. And I feel like, well, and then the Sky Father is about making decisions, and Aries energy, which is also about action and movement. So I feel like it's all about they want to find love again, and they're looking here for that. So that's what I feel is coming in here. I feel like, it's you share kids, but I feel like it's like you're just a part of that, you know what I mean? I just feel like they're like, okay, I've I feel like they have to compartmentalize, if that makes sense. Like they have to keep, um it's like they want you to be part of their kid's life, but you don't need to be a part of hers. Like, she feels like she has to keep you over here in a compartment with kids and not, so I feel like if you feel like there's been a separation, if you feel like you're like, "Well, I kind of feel like the connection's not there anymore," there's a coldness, feeling. It's because it's like, well, I need to reserve these emotions and these things for this that I wanna move toward, right? Not so much, it just feels like that's what they need to do. So hopefully that makes sense. But that's what's coming through. So again, thank you so much for your donation and hang in there and enjoy your children. All right. And that's what they have. So many blessings to you. Right. So Sukanya Srikumar, thank you so much for your donation. And you want to know the current thoughts of Sharuk about you after you spoke for the first time. Ooh, okay. Let's take a look here and see what their perceptions are, which, what is that all about, I know we wanna know what's going on in their heads, but who knows what's going on in their heads, right? Alright, let's take a look here. Okay, alright. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm gonna start off with these here. So, they've they've got, emotional confusion. And that's them trying to figure things out. You've got the Heart of Cups, the Queen of Cups, the Ace of Cups. They've got all their self-love kind of going in here. This is bringing into account that their thoughts about you have to do with their love for themselves, the love and emotions that are deep down, because this is the queen, she rolls over emotion, she's given a second portion of emotion. So, like this well can dive deep. That means you know, they've got their emotions that have nothing to do with you from the past. They've got their love compared to themselves, and then they've got all the other emotional confusion and all this other stuff in their lives, right? So when I like that they're like, let's just start off like, okay, when we're asking someone else's thoughts, there's all this stuff that has well has nothing to do with us, that's influencing, what's going on up in their noggin, right? Uh so, you know, um they're a bit here in either a hermit mode or they are normally kind of a hermit. And they have the 6 of cups here, which is this energy of like you remind them of someone from their past, um, but not in a negative way. It's you know like a childhood friend, um, childhood individual that they knew like up into maybe, like middle school, junior high, high school age, like it's someone they grew up with. And you have certain traits that remind them of them. And it's a nice feeling. It's a comfortable feeling. And I like that. I feel like they didn't have a ton of friends. And so it was like a close friend. And then they're just like, wow, you remind me of them, which I like. And then you have the 7 of wands and the 5 of, the 5 of swords. So, this is the first time you've spoken here, and so they've got, their thoughts are they're transforming and transitioning. They're trying to determine what they're thinking, but I don't feel like they're someone who makes fast decisions or like judgments. They like to allow someone, to see who they are and to see a full picture. And so they got some information and it just feels like it's formulating with their thoughts around there. So I like that, they aren't someone that, within 5 minutes thinks they have you figured out. There's someone that's really open to going, "Okay, so this is some information, but I want more." So that's good, right? They're not like, "Oh, I made a decision and I don't wanna talk to them anymore." They want more information and more experience. And the 7 of Wands, I feel like this is how they kind of, see you here with your energy. So the energy they picked up I in this card, the way they have this, it almost seems like, wow, but this is someone who stands up on a hill and is seen, someone who doesn't feel they have to defend themselves, but someone that stands, so it's like kind of a confidence card if you look at it. And so they like it that you have this, energy that they're picking up on, that you feel good about yourself and you're solid, like, with yourself. You don't feel so swayed trying to please everybody and trying to, like, you're this person to that person and then you're this person to that person. You are like, "This is me," and you're not a jerk about it, but you're just like, "I like who I am, and, you know, I'm not gonna I'll listen to people, and, I'll, adapt to how to communicate with people." So how this is how he sees you. Um, but, um, but you don't, you know, transform depending on whoever you're talking to, if that makes sense. So it's very positive. I feel like things are unfolding, and they just want, they're, like I said, they're not someone who makes fast decisions, and, or like fast judgments. I like that word better because they're just like, I don't feel like they judge. I feel like they're just analyzing, and they're like, okay, so I got this. I want more information though. So that's what I feel is coming through there, Sukanya. So hopefully that makes sense and resonates. But that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. And again, thank you so much for your donation. Appreciate that. All right, Crow's Nest, you are up next. Thank you for your donation. And you want to know, what are Hugo's current feelings towards you and what will his next actions be? All right. So, second date. So let's take a look here. So let's see what is unfolding with Hugo and his next actions. All right. Let's see what we got. I'm just going to take a quick sip here. All right. Okay. Okay. And next actions. All right. Well, we're going to look at next actions first, just to set the expectations. So we've got the 7 of Pentacles, which is about taking time, right? And we've got the Spirit. Is it the Spirit? Yeah, Spirit of Cups. So this is the King of Cups, balancing heart and mind. So they're having this balanced approach, which we already know with this too. So there's this balanced approach that they're wanting to take. They want to take time. They don't want to rush, 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 because they've had that before and it didn't go well. Double endings, double new beginnings. So I feel like they've got, it's funny. They're showing me, is it America's Got Talent with their me, they have the X's. And so they've got a couple X's that they've learned through about when you rush into something. It's like when you build something fast, it also falls apart fast. And they said, I feel like they've run the gauntlet where, they've rushed in and they're like, I thought those were carnival flags, but they were red flags. And the thing about rushing in, I mean, we're always going to have, excuse me, red flags and conflicts that arise because we all come from different backgrounds, different beliefs and thoughts and mindsets. And so we're going to have, even like baking a cake. No, you put the eggs in first. No, you wait, blah, blah, blah. It's just reminding me of a couple that I knew once. And it was funny because they would argue over when you made brownies, I think, when you add the eggs, because one went off the box, the other one went off what their mom taught them, and it's like until they, said, "Well, why do you do it that way?" It was funny. But, all that to say that, when conflicts come up, if you take your time, you can deal them one at a time and you find your little compromises and leeways, and you deal with them one at a time. But when you rush, it's like when, Superman flies really fast, or the Flash, or Neo from the Matrix, whatever it is, where they're all wish, 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 wish. All the stuff is following, all the red flags, and then suddenly you stop and you have 100 red flags to deal with at once, and that does not fare well, right? So I like that they're wanting to take their time. They're wanting things to, move forward. Um, so they want all that so that you can go, okay, so I agree. Let's take our time. Let's do all that, because these feelings that they have, yeah, patience. Now I'm going to wait. You cannot rush me. I'm just kidding. They wanted all that to say here. Um, because it feels like you feel like this wishing upon a star, this dream come true, right? They're just like, wow. And they're like, they have this like, wow, I feel like it's someone I'd want to give my heart to. This is a specific card to this deck, which is, come out of the darkness and into the light and bring your heart. And it's like they want to bring their heart out. They feel already like this comfortability with you here, and they see this Ace of Pentacles like this new opportunity, and they're just like, wow, this is so new and different from anything I've ever had. And they're like, "Whoa, but no, 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 I don't want to rush." They're like, they have this, I just want to rush in, and they're like, no, um, I want, I don't want this to end up like the others did. I want to take my time. So I love it. I mean, that's why they wanted to start with the other stuff first, because if I would have got that first, I wouldn't have listened to anything else. I'd have been like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god." But they're like, "No, no, I feel it's best to take the time." So I like that how they presented that. So I like it. Absolutely. And that's what they have for you. So I am liking this, and it feels very, um, I don't know. It feels very charming. I like it. And thank you for your donation. I really appreciate that. All right. So Dune, you provided a second donation. And then Love 1234. Well, I got theirs, but not yours yet, so maybe it's got stuck. I will check that in here in a sec. All right. So Dune, what is the next move? Um, let's see. What is the next move be from you after the information that you gave me? All right. So your next move in regards to just your life, is that what you're looking for? Yeah, I got Dune's both of their PayPal emails. Um, but I just don't know. I don't know what to say. They're just like, oh, this is gonna be they probably just got tired over the weekend. PayPal, PayPal. All right. Let's see what next moves they have here for you. Dune, let's take a look here. Okay. Wow. It's like these are some of the cards that we got for her too, but not all, just a couple. Um, so we've got this, the judgment card here is like your higher self calling you to this higher place, and it's a card of transformation, in a way. and the 5 of Cups. And so I like this because we've got the 5 of Cups, which has the 3 spilt cups, and there's this transformation of it's like this, this is one of the cards that I believe she had, the movement of cups, movement of emotion. It's like leaving behind old emotions that no longer serve you and, movement forward. And I like this. It's like it's okay for you to also begin these steps forward in this movement forward because you also got, she had the Skyfather, I believe, the Emperor card for a new beginning, new things moving forward. And here's the Ace of Swords, seeing things from a higher perspective, cutting away old fears and allowing you to also move forward with new thought, new belief, new ideas, and, head onto a new journey. So I like those coming in. Um, we've got this, you know, we got the 3 of Pentacles. Let's start here. I was like, "Which one do you want me to go to?" And they're like, showing me like all 3 coming at once at me, and I'm like, "Okay, this is what you're feeling too." It's like you have this a lot of energy, a lot of movement that's going in, and some emotional confusion, and trying to get clarity around it. And ultimately, what helps here is being true to your authentic self here, because that's what the 3 of Pentacles is about, is you being you without worrying about what other people think. Like people get mad at you, or that other people will pull their support. It's time for you to live the life you want to live as well. And it's okay. It's something that, parents can teach children, um, is when you choose your life and you're showing your children that it's okay to live your life and to make choices for you. You don't have to sacrifice for everyone else. I know when I was growing up, I'm like, I feel like they were all choosing for them. And what about me? But later in life, I'm like, wow, I really love that we can all choose our paths for ourselves. And I feel like it's something important that you do, you're able to show your children, but it's about, this energy, this movement forward, and, uh, you know, letting that stuff go allows you to move some of these, the confusion, first of all, but you're like by process of elimination, you're going, these are not for me, these are not for me. And you whittle it down to what you want and what you're wanting to do. Yeah, I mean, there is a point of supporting, but there's also a fine line between sacrificing ourselves, and having to do that. Um, and it's like, what are you willing to do? And um, what is the best here? Yeah, find another life in another country. And I feel like it's talking about it with, the ex, since you have to share that, right? And the children, and just saying, you know, I'm looking for, doing this, and how would you think of doing this? Would, we could, is it like summers they spend with you, and, the rest of the time they're with them, or vice versa? And, what works out for all of you? And there's a way to work it out until they're a certain age. And then, you know, depending on how old they are, it's like, but I feel like it's important for you to be true to your authentic self, and be willing to share that. Oh, well, you already live in different countries in the moment. So, yeah. So, it's like there's this energy of being true to your authentic self, and fears are what brings in the confusion. And so when we step out of our fears, which is what these are about, is you know you you both are able to choose what you're wanting for your life, and but you can share with one another what you're wanting to do and see what concerns are. And but they don't have to be fears, they can just be details that can be worked out, and that's what I feel is coming in there because you never know. If we keep things secret and we're like, well, I'm afraid when we don't share them, you never know. They're like, oh, I want the same thing. I want to do this and then do this. And you're just like, well, there we go. Problem solved, or it's not as a big thing as I thought it was going to be. But I feel like it's time for you just to find out what it is you want, but get out of the fears, step out of the fears. And what do I want to do? What makes our heart sing? What makes our heart feel full? Do more of that. That's like what we are taught so much as humans to enjoy a miserable life of trying to do what you think everyone else wants you to do until we're tired enough and we're like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then we, make changes. So I like it for you, Dune. So hopefully that helps, find out what you want to do, talk to your ex about what you want to do and your children too. Allow them to be part of the process and they're not, you know, unless they're like, a baby or 2 years old and they're like, what are you talking about? But if they're old enough, it's just like, what do you guys want? And see how you can, is there a way to make it all work? Or some of it work. So I like that for you. But that's what's coming in for you, Dune. So many blessings to you, and thank you for your additional donation. All right. All right. So love 1234. PayPal must have heard us. I got 2 emails coming through, so it must have just kind of momentarily, maybe they were on break. And then Nova, Supernova, you'll be up after that. All right. So thank you for your double donations there. Love 1234. All right. Let's take a look here. So your question number 1. All right. Then your question number 2. All right. And number 3. Oh, okay. So we'll start with those and then we'll go to the other email here. All right. Well. So it's funny here. So I'm going to start with these 2 because you've got the 20, this higher calling, this transformation, and 21. So it follows an order, it builds. I feel like you are, it takes time for the transformation from that to, moving into entrepreneurship. Um, and I feel like this is like this maybe 6 years. I know that's like, oh my gosh, but I just feel like there's 6 is an important thing. Like it's over time you develop skills, you develop connections, you develop funds and money to build up where I feel like you transition into entrepreneurship in 6 years completely. That doesn't mean that you don't start early, because um yeah, things like keeps coming up for you, right? It's like a childhood dream, kind of energy too. But it really came up here for me, which I'm like, um, again, it like to build and to, get used to it. You almost start it as like a side hustle, a side hustle, but it's like you start um, moving into it here. Yeah. Okay. And I do see that you do have children too within. I wanted to jump to that one. They told me to look at that one. Um, because I feel that that's a confirmation that you do have children. Oh, and the 6 of Cups is also child, because it's like inner child. So it has this child energy too. So that makes sense. So they're like, you do this job and then you have, of course, you have a relationship and you have children or a child. And then you, um, you know, it's like, okay, trying to do everything, is, yeah, it's like, okay, you know, you need to honor your health and your mentality and your sanity to be able to do all of this, right? It's like it unfolds and give yourself time. That's why I think they're like 6 years. So, just ease into it. Don't feel like you have to do it all in the same time. They're like, do one, and then the other one comes in, and then the other one, but it's like, you know, um, building blocks, not dumping all the blocks out all at once. It's like take one out and build, and then another one, and then build. And when that feels solid, then you do the next one. So I like it. So that's for number one. Hey, Queen Bee. And then number two. Oh, all right. So we have here, so you do when we're talking about spotlight, I mean, you have the sun card, you have this shining bright like the sun here. Um, I feel like it has to do here, we've got partnership, we've got, marriage, possibly there. Um, and then you have the movement of swords, which is the Knight of Swords, seeing things from a higher perspective and mindsets changing and things like that. I just feel like there's this um, spotlight here. Whoever your partner ends up being here, I feel like there's a shared spotlight. It's like there's this, it's just like there's this. You're seen because of partnership and because of your I'm gonna say your higher knowledge here, because the movement, this is about communication and seeing things higher and stuff too. So I just feel like it has to do here with like just what you're doing with your life. It just you stand out in a lot of different areas because of your partnership, because of what you're doing with your life, and I feel like how you're communicating too. So I'm not sure what type of business you're looking to get into, but if it has anything to do with sharing pieces of your life, like social media type of stuff, I feel like it's almost like because of all the stuff that you're wanting to do and that you do, if you share how you're doing it, it's almost like that you're sharing and communicating. Um, you know, it's like, hey moms, this is how you can, here's some hacks on how you can do it all. It's like kind of like helping people organize, or it just feels like so much stuff happening that it just puts you out there because of you're stepping out I feel like that, it's almost like, or like on TikTok, Instagram, whatever, it just feels like you share some of your life, and because of it everyone's just like wow, and it's just that puts you out into the spotlight, if that makes sense. Okay, yeah. Okay, so that makes sense then. Okay, good, good, good. And then number three. Ooh, okay. And then, number 3, okay, so number 3, where you talked about, having children here, we got peace of mind, your sanity, right? So, this is like, it happens in order, boom, 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 boom. But we've got the, Heart of Wands, which was it's the Queen of Wands, it's the Queen of Energy, queen of passion. So that's why when I asked to go, are you going to have children? They're like, yep, in 3 to 4 years. Yep, 3 to 4 years. Get the Three of Swords and the Four of Swords represented on the card. So it's like, all right, well, this is, confirmation here. It's in between 3 and 4 years. So then that makes total sense too with timelines and things unfolding with relationship and job happening over the next 3 years, um, children between 3 and 4 years, and then the launch of your, entrepreneurship where you are only doing your entrepreneurship, like, in the 6th year. So it makes sense with everything, unfolding, timeline-wise. Very organized. So I like those. And then your other donation there. All right, so let's take a look here and see. So that's number 1 and that's number 2. Anything else here? Okay. See what we got going on here. I don't see it being in that because we've got the, temperance. They're like, just wait, things are unfolding. But we've got the 9 of Swords nightmare and insomnia, and, that's all. This would be like, no. I just feel like that's not the role, that's coming in there. Just this by itself is like, "Ink, ink, ink." No, this will give you headaches and keep you up at night. They're like, "Ah, no," because it's 6 of Wands here is what's coming here for you. It's turning into gold, and it's important, for you. Um, yeah. Yeah, right. It's like, no, there's where you're headed here. It puts you in this, zone here. In the 6 of Cups, like, you got that before with the other job, right? You said you keep on getting the 6 of Cups, and I remember it, they're all, "Remember, the 6 of Cups is this important friendship that you develop, at this place, but it's not AI, that's there." So, I like it, I like it, I like it. And then number 2, the energy. We've got the stable outside world here, this feeling like home that comes in there. And we've got them in their little inner journey here. So I like it how they're like, you feel like home, but don't forget they're going through their um, you know, inner journey here with the Sage, which is the Hierophant number 5, and here's the 5 of Pentacles. The transformation of their worth on the inside. Just remember they're doing all this, so allow that to unfold. Allow space for that, because there is the solid foundation that they feel, with you, but they are on their journey. So allow that because you don't want them bringing this in to the relationship, deeper. So, patience, right? All right. But that's what's coming in there. So, feel like we want to have an oracle card. So you have a choice. I'll let you choose 1, 2, 3, or 4, whatever you're attracted to there. And that will be your final card for this group of readings. I'm just going to take a quick sip here. And then Nova, you'll be up next. And then Lydia. Thank you guys for your donations. I'll be with you here in a moment. So it's funny. Love 1, 2, 3, 4. You have a choice of 1, 2, 3, or 4 for your oracle. Number 3. All right. So number 3, you've got the Prairie Majesty Oracle. All right. Quack, quack. So you got Dabble with the mallard duck, And it says, what would help me feel safe in opening up? All right. So let's take a look here at the mallard. Let's see what message they bring in here. I like this. Life would be boring if each of us lived in an echo chamber where our only exposure was to people and ideas exactly like our own, wouldn't it? At the same time, hearing something that challenges our beliefs or even simply differs from them may feel unsettling. We might bristle, withdraw, or even feel afraid. And while these responses can be natural or instinctive, we have the power to override them. First, remember that no matter what anyone else believes or says or does, no one can take away your right to choose the same for yourself. Second, activate one of the most important tools you have, your discernment. Whatever comes across your radar, use your intuition to screen it. This whole operation depends on what your filters are set to, though. So challenge yourself to be honest, take ownership of your filters, your core beliefs, and overcome cognitive dissonance. Being open includes a willingness to receive new information and choosing to change. If you feel a pull to someone or something new, can you give yourself permission to be open without fear? You can dabble, which is to say, get more information and then discern if it feels nutritious to you. Have you ever seen a mallard with his face underwater and his tail straight up in the air? That's his version of filtering. His bill is lined top and bottom with rows of tiny blades called lamellae, I guess, a built in filter that traps food while keeping out anything edible or inedible. Sorry. Try it and see what you discover. I like it. I like it. I like it. All right. And that's what they have for you for your final card there. So I like it. Dabble, dabble, dabble. All right. And again, thank you so much for your donations. Really appreciate that. All right. Hey, KDP. Colorado Springs is so cool, huh? It's a high altitude. Do you feel the less air up here? Hope you're having a blast there. All right. And so I got a couple more donations here. So Noah Supernova, you are up next here. Thank you for your donation. And you want to know about the duality between your creativity and the music you want to make or have made. What's the spiritual connection between it all? All right. Let's take a look here. Spirit knows what you're saying, which is the important thing. My brain's a little foggy today from allergies, so spirit's the one that's in control usually anyway. I just step out of the way. They just use my vocal cords. All right. Well, let's take a look and see what we got here. We got these three, these four. Okay, actually, these are 2 and 2 and 1. Okay. Wow. So the the spiritual, connection between your creativity and your music and everything, it comes from obviously your connection with spirit, and the creativity is because creativity actually comes from the creator. It comes through us when we have creative moments. It's when we're connected into our inner love and our higher connection. That's where the creative mind comes in. Um, and that's why, like, a lot of popular and I'm not saying to do drugs. I wouldn't say that right off the bat. That's why they're just showing me, some of the great artists, they had, opium, and because they were getting rid of their fears and they were connected, but we don't need drugs, to connect to our creativity. and to we just learn to let our fears go, because when we're in fear, or that connection to spirit is very noisy and staticky, because fear is very noisy. So what they're saying here is like our connection to spirit is where all the creativity comes in. And when we're in this wonderful place of love and joy and overflowing, this is what comes in. What this is showing, that we are in the higher vibration of love flowing in here. And you have the movement of cups, which is the Knight of Cups, which is the flow of emotion. So when we're in this flow of emotion with the higher things, that's when this beautiful, music comes through, this creativity comes through, that activates people's hearts, right? There's music that activates people's fears, right? Um, and that, the rage, kind of music that, and but that's I don't feel like that's the kind of music that you're wanting to do. You're wanting to help raise the vibration of the planet through activating the higher love within them. I feel is what you were saying before about transforming lower vibrational energy to higher vibrational energy, lower emotions to higher emotions, right? Which I feel is what comes in here with these cards, because you have the Five of Pentacles, which starts off with a lower vibration energy of people feeling abandoned, left behind, out in the cold, lacking. And this new journey you take them on here to the Full card, which is a life free of these expectations, like in a new adventure, a new, journey into recognizing their soul. Because zero, I feel like this is our soul before they come down to the planet. It's this powerfulness, and you show them who they really are, and this transforms their worth from something very low to something like, wow, realizing how powerful they really are, and that they're not powerless. I like that. The other thing I feel like you focus in on is about emotions, here moving to feeling loved and having this true partnership, leaving behind emotions and relationships that don't serve, realizing what we learned to help us move into a true divine partnership, either with friendship or lover or higher self, too. So I feel like it's all of these different areas that you this is where the creativity comes in. It's not limiting, just like well, I'm going to be a country music artist and I'm only going to talk about, this type of relationship. I feel like your music is just, it covers so many genres, and all of this different types of relationships and different types of emotional transformation, and that as well. I don't know if you guys haven't checked out Aurora. I think she's from Norway. Amazing, amazing individual. Um, she just it's like that type of feels the energy they're showing me, is that the music just challenges and helps people think and transform, and that's what comes in there. And ultimately, here's the balancing of energy, this joy celebration, and it ends up, bringing people to that state. I think you had that card before, but I feel like that's what's coming in Supernova. Let's see if you said anything down here. Wow, yeah. Alright. Yeah. So I feel like you don't it's not like a specific one, it's just like you fit into what indie or whatever, where independent artist or whatever category those are, where it's like they're doing their own thing, so I like it. So hopefully that makes sense there, and so, that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. Again, thank you for your donation. I'm excited for what you're gonna bring. I'm sure it's gonna be amazing. All right. And Lydia, thank you so much for your donation. And you're like a general reading, just what from now until the end of July. Absolutely. What's coming in? Let's see what Spirit wants you to know here. Okay. Anything else? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, but like one card, two cards, two cards, one card. So like, here's the beginning. Here's the things that happen in, and this is the end of July. So right now, yeah. So you got the King of Pentacles. There is this movement, this changing, this um, it's abundant feeling, but it has to do with your worth and how you're seeing things. It's like your perspective around the outside world feels like it's changing during these months here. Like what was important before seems to be changing and transforming. Yeah. Because then you've got the Three of Wands is you choosing to go a different direction because of your self-love, because of you deciding for you and not feeling like you have to do all the stuff for everyone else. There's just this cheers to me, and you're like, I'm gonna go do some stuff that I want to do, and I'm, you know, getting I won't say the courage, but the tenacity to put myself first for once. I like it. Well, yeah, because here this comes in too. You got two threes. The Naked Heart, which is showing your heart. And actually, I'm going to read from the book on this one because it's a specific card for this deck, and I feel like it's such an important piece for you. Because here's being true to your authentic self. So I really like this, and let me get to the page here, and then I'm going to put it back up there so you can see it as I read it. Yeah. So this is the Naked Hearts, the tender heart warrior. It's all about connection, purpose, and higher self. And the Naked Heart's message to you says, I radiate at a pure vibrational level, calling in all that I need at this time to stay in alignment with my path. The universe is highlighting my gifts and asking me to trust myself and my intuition. And as I listen to what my heart needs, my natural essence comes forth to be nurtured, and I innately connect with my calling and purpose. Comparing myself to others does not serve me and will only knock me out of my flow. I was given the exact proportion of amazing, otherwise, I would not exist. My path may not always feel easy, but it will feel right. And when I shine bright, I am the spark to someone else's light, and I inspire others. The little Luna moth up here whispers to you, and it says, you are brave and beautiful. Fly out of the darkness and into your light. So I love that that came in there for you with, you know, the choosing to go your way, your path, and staying true to your authentic you. It's like your heart saying, yes, 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 you're going to do things that are in alignment with your heart, with your self love. So, very, very clear message here of everything that's going on here. And ultimately, you end up with the Six of Cups, which is this energy of nostalgia, looking over your life. But I feel like you end up bumping into someone. I get the Six of Cups a lot these days, and I feel like we're entering a period of time where a lot of past life connections are coming back into our lives. And it's like, this is the time. There's something going on in the spirit world. I just feel like we're headed into an era here. And so we're all becoming aware of past life connections with each other. Things are coming up from the subconscious. And I feel like you bump into at least one person that you're just like, don't I know you? And you're like, you don't know them from this lifetime, but they feel the same connection. And you're like, well, I, you even go, where did you go to school? Where did you work? Where have you worked? Blah, 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 blah. And you're like, I know you from somewhere. And then it dawns on both of you. You're like, do you believe in past lives? I'm like, I do. I was thinking the same thing, and you're both like, wow. And so I feel like that's kind of how it ends up, in at the end, toward the end of July is when you bump into that. But I love these journeys and these steps that you're taking between now and then. So that is what is coming through for you there, Lydia. So many blessings to you. All right. I do have another donation coming through. Um, well, I didn't really ask those questions there, Lydia. You were asking general, and so those are the stuff that came through there. Um, yeah. So, yeah, right. Yeah. So, yeah, but I feel like these are taking steps and it would imply to every area of your life, love, career, and finance. It's like follow your heart and follow your heart in all these areas. I feel like this is all about your heart's going, I've got to live. So with every area of your life, it's like your entire life is that, that's coming in. So, all right. So I'm excited for it. I mean, this is like a, a change of excitement, doing what you're wanting to do and not, you know, trying to do and fit in with everything. It's like, it's time to live, not exist. It just is that energy coming up again for you. All right. So I did get your other email, love1234. So hey, we're batting 1,000 this weekend. So why? Okay. So number one, okay, it is just one. So el numero uno here. Let's see here. Why? Oh, what? She's drunk. That's funny. Because when I said that, it's a movement of cups. It's like the whale is diving into a sea of wine. Maybe she really is drunk there, but we got the emotional movement and the 9 of Wands, which I feel like there's a lot of energy with her being by her. I feel like she's alone. Maybe she's drinking alone, but I, I I feel like um yeah, I mean we've got Knight of Pentacles, Innocence of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. All this stuff going in the outside world. I almost feel like with all of this. Maybe she is just I know it's only what noon where I'm at. I'm not sure what time it's where you're at, but I feel like maybe there was a little bit like a miscommunication. Don't think she meant to send it to you. No, I almost feel like the emoticons that were sent, unless she normally communicates with you, it just feels like there there's so much with new opportunities, new things, all this stuff unfolding, everything going on. I feel like they might be you know, a little drinky and I just feel like they're alone and they're uh, you know, maybe they're drunk dialing you, but there's this that's what I feel with all this. So that was my first thing is like, what is she doing? Um but I just feel like there's so much going on in the outside world that she might have accidentally texted you, or she's a little, you know, monkeying around. Yeah, it's funny, you know. She feels like she's overwhelmed in the outside world, but I feel like uh, I, I feel very confused. And so I feel that's why I feel like she's drinking because that's the feeling I'm feeling suddenly is like, "Oh, wow, I know. I haven't drank in years because I don't like that feeling because it just doesn't take much to feel like, whoa, whew, like I'm not thinking straight. And that's what I feel is coming in there. You probably get a text saying, "Sorry, that wasn't meant for you." But, yeah, nothing concerning, at all. All right. So that's what they have for you, and I think that was my last donation for right now. Hey, Christy. Girl, wake up. Podcast. All right. So I'm going to scroll to the top here. Oh, actually, I don't think I've even started on the free readings yet. So we will start at the top here with Julia. Hello, hello. So, a message from your spirit guides. Let's take a look here and see what we've got going on here. Wow. So we've got the Three of Pentacles coming out here, which I really like because this is the be true to your authentic self. And they're like, don't try to be who you think someone thinks you should be or anyone else, and afraid that, someone's going to get angry, someone's going to get upset, or someone's going to pull away support. It's like, just be true to you. And this is something that is your norm. And I just feel like they're just reinforcing, going, yeah, don't be drawn off and to try to be someone who you're not. Just be you. Enjoy the journey. What's meant for you will not pass you by. And but you want to be true to your authentic self. And I like that. I like that card coming in because it is a very freeing card, because it's like, I'm going to be me, and if someone can't handle it, then that tells me what I need to know, and I like that. All right, I know it can be scary, but I don't feel it scares you. So that's what they have for you, Julia. So many blessings to you. And then Christy O'Connor, you are up next. So whatever spirit guides want to convey to you. All right, let's take a look here. Yeah, glad to have you here. All right. All right, here we go. Hump day. No. Something about Wednesday. I'm just kidding. So, we got the 10 of Wands, which is, I like this. There's this dual message that comes in for you with harvest coming in, and then also burden, and going, okay, you know what? I know I've done a lot, and here comes my blessings, and the reaping of what I've sown, and I've put in a lot of work, and I've got the benefit from it, but I am not doing this again. It's like this removing of the burden, the 10 of Wands, and really bringing in the passions from being in so many areas. You've been like turning off the spigots. It's like, if they're showing me this giant farm with all these fields of crops, and you have you have your water source, and all of the pipes go off to water all this stuff, and you're like, okay, I'm done with that one. I'm not investing my water there, no, or there, or there, or there, and you're like whittling it down, because you're like, these things have harvested, and I'm not going to water empty fields anymore. I'm not going to waste my water. I'm focusing on what I'm going to plant. And even it went to some neighbors' properties, different people's properties. You're like, nope, nope. The agreement's done. I've given you what I told you I would, and this is done. So I like it. Endings and new beginnings. Woo! What a surprising message for you there. Um, and I feel like I'm going to grab a clarifying card here for you. I feel like we're going to go to the empowering questions deck here. I just feel like with the same message coming in that we get always for you, that there's something else here. So there's this deck called Empowering Questions, and this is your question here. I'll read it to here in a moment, but just for the sake of the video so you can see it. And it says, am I living according to the expectations and dreams of others or of my own? How do I distinguish them from each other? So I like it. That's so perfect. It's like, well, that is the same message that I always get. So here we go. So that's what they have for you, Christy. They're like, just enjoy questioning that, right? Journal time, journal time. Hmm. All right. So, consider the question there. All right, and that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. All right, Cheery, you are up. Guidance on the subconscious mind you're working on. Dun dun dun. Let's see here. All right, actually, I feel that they want me to pull from this little clarity deck. It's made by a little group called Girls Gone Happy, not Girls Gone Wild. Girls Gone Happy. So let's take a look here. All right, it's this one right here. And you have the topic card too. So you got two cards. You got a topic card and this one. Okay. So see, you have the cards here. So you've got values is the topic. And the clarity question here for you here is storyteller. What story do you tell yourself about this area of your life, that your values? Where does this story originate and what meaning do you make of this? So, part of your subconscious journey is what helps you get to that to find out what story is down underneath there under the surface is what values, what do you consider your values? And you're working backwards. It's like when I used to uh, help people prepare for interviews when I was a manager in corporate life, behavioral interviewing, they would always have a question, possibility of a question coming up going, give me an example of a time where you failed at something. And they're like, why would they ask that? I'm like, because they want to know what you learned. I go, so what you want to do is, I would tell them, think of something that like a great piece of wisdom you have, or in this case, like your value, you think of like, okay, I have this. How did I get there? And it's like, oh, I learned this way. And that helps you work backwards and go, oh, okay, that's where that came from. So, like, if I have a value, let me see, I have a value of, so I have a value of never betraying someone's trust. And they're like, wow, that's a great value to have. And I'm like, it can be. And then I'm like, well, where did that come from? And I'm like, oh, I know where that came from. Being cheated on and people betraying me, but I kept going backwards. And it's like, oh, because when I was in my mother's womb, um, my mom, my dad had strayed in between my older brother and me, being born. And so my mom had all these emotions of mistrust and betrayal. And I felt her pain in the mother's womb because, I had all this we all have empathic abilities when we're babies because we're still kind of in soul form. And so that's what you can look at there is go back, okay, okay, I have a value. Where did it come from? So that's what they're bringing in for you, Cherry. Very interesting. They just like very unique answers for you. I like it. You're welcome, Christy. All right. So Happy Pill, you're up next. So what is July and August bringing for you? Let's take a look here. We got the Heart of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and of course all the queens roll over their suit, but they're all given a second portion of cups. So this queen not only rules over cups with the king, she's the master of emotion, a lot like the high priestess. So the July and August, a big piece is that you're learning to connect and expand your spiritual gifts, your intuition, your empathic abilities, that there really is this growth in that area of your life, like you're getting upgrades and downloads. And um, so I like it for you. I'm so proud of myself. I didn't say downgrades because I think upgrades and downloads at the same time, and I'm like, "You're getting a downgrade in your spiritual abilities." They're like, "What?" I mean, upgrade and downloads. So that's great. Great news for you. So I like that. It's this expansion of your spiritual gifts and your connection to spirit too. So be ready for that. I feel like it's something that you've been wanting, and they are answering the call. All right, so that's what's coming through there for you. Happy Pill Magician, you're up next. So we want to know higher self and future self messages for your journey. I'm going to go to the higher self oracle, and that's where they want me to go to. So that's what we're going to do because I obey. And you have trust. Beautiful card there with a pink feather and a little, I think these are called Karens. And let's see. Trust building exercises are coming your way, evidently, with your higher self and future self. And there's, Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. A quote from them says, "As soon as you trust yourself, you will know how to live." Wow, that's deep. The message from this card is twofold. First, trust the path you're on as it fulfills the divine plan for your life. Life is filled with unknown situations and unpredictable outcomes, some favorable and unfavorable. However, excuse me, tickle. Okay. Just the message is just choking me up. Says, however, each experience builds your endurance and strength and prepares you for the unfolding of your mission. Trust in infinite intelligence and have faith that everything is working out the way it's supposed to. Second, you receive this card because you need to believe in yourself and trust your judgment. You may have made poor decisions in the past, like all of us, and now you lack trust in your own judgment. Because of this, you may be prone to getting guidance and directions from those who have been there and done that. And while there's nothing wrong with seeking help from those with experience, you're being reminded that you too contain the power of discernment to find your path. It isn't always necessary to seek outwardly because others appear to know better. Mhm. Wow. Okay, there's more. So, this card encourages you to seek inwardly since the tools of discernment are present within you too. Yes, there will be stumbling blocks at times, but without these, you wouldn't be able to learn valuable lessons and strengthen your spiritual muscles. So, trust in your ability to make sound decisions or ask your higher self to restore faith in your ability to trust your gut. You can begin to trust your gut by taking clues from your body. What is your physical reaction to a question? Do you feel butterflies of excitement or a tightening of the stomach? This physical response will help you make a good choice that resonates. So keep a journal and document times when you've trusted your gut. How did things work out? Did they work out in your favor? Look back on these episodes where you start to doubt your gut reaction. If you find yourself still struggling to trust, make it a point to monitor your thoughts and feelings throughout the day. If you succumb to negative thoughts, then refocus your attention towards your faith. Do you believe that your higher power has your best interest at heart? Fair question. Do you believe that you're being watched over and taken care of? If so, then there is no need to doubt. To shift your thoughts, find an inspiring quote or read a passage from your favorite spiritual text and spiritual teacher that will uplift you. Bring your negative thoughts to your higher power of healing. I like it. Boom. Good, good, good message there. So that's what they have for you, magician, and many blessings to you. Right to Dijona, you'll be the next free reading coming up here. And you want to know whatever comes out. So let's take a look here. What message does Spirit have for you right now? Well, you got the star card. So the Aquarian energy, hope, wish come true, wish upon a star. What is your wish? What if you are walking along a beach and you came across a mini Aladdin's lamp that you had one wish, not three, but one wish? What would that be and why? I feel like that's a good question to ask yourself. You can journal about it, but you have homework. It's from your spirit team. There's no grade on it. It's awareness. It's an awareness exercise. But if you could have one wish, what would it be and why? So that's what they have for you. Easy breezy. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list. LA, hello, hello. So an energy reading on you, please, and how to improve it. All right, let's take a look here. Lover's card. Dun dun dun. So the energy here is the power of emotional choice to come in here. And the energy is that there is not a wrong or right here. And so they really are just wanting awareness around that every moment, we talk about it, right? About our power of choice, of our story we're putting with our mind, the emotion we're choosing with our heart, and or we're investing our energy in our actions, but they're focusing in on emotion because emotion is powerful energy. It actually creates thoughts, it creates our energy, creates our actions. So emotion is actually the emotional centers are the first part of our brain that develops. And so that influences like every area of our life. So I see why they are focusing in on it. So, but this is about emotional energy. And we talk about every moment is of love energy. It's either higher vibrational love energy connected to unconditional love of the higher realm or the lower vibrational energy of fear that we come in and we come here to experience. There's not wrong or right. They're just different experiences. And I feel like the part of improving the decision making on what you want to feel in each moment is being kind to yourself with what you're feeling and not beating yourself up for feeling something or having a supposed to or a should or need to, because that puts a lot of pressure and judgment to it. It's like becoming aware of what you're feeling and deciding if it's what you want to stay in and experimenting with it. And I feel is like a big part of the energy coming in for you. It's like, normally when someone says what they just said or did what they just did, normally I'm plotting their assassination. I'm plotting like which way will I get rid of their body? Instead, I'm going to choose a different emotion. I'm going to choose a different approach. And what do I want? I'm going to laugh at it, or I'm going to have compassion with it and go, you know what? This is about them, not me. I love this power that's coming in here around emotional choices. And it's all about awareness, even if it's post, which that's where we start, right? We don't normally go, oh, let me just click that on and go, oh, okay, I'm aware of it. Normally we're in fear, we're out of our minds, we're out of our intelligent mind because when we go into fight or flight mode, a little child and its pet cat are in charge. And so um, when we're in that, we can't just flip it off. We have to not flip it off, we'll flip the switch off. Don't flip off the little kid and the cat. That's not their fault. But we change. Once we have calmed ourselves, we can reflect and journal, even if at the end of the day, what did I feel today and why? And we can evaluate it from a place of peace. And then we can start changing as the emotions start to rise, we can choose differently. So I like this, like little journey with this. It's testing and experimenting with emotion. So I like it for you, LA. Very empowering. So that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. And then Anjali, you want to know what is coming towards you? All right. Well, I got the Ace of Wands. I feel like you've been getting this. It feels like I don't know why, but it's like definitely new passion, new energy, new power, movement forward. It's like the Magician card, where you're investing your energy. Whatever you're focusing on is growing and expanding. So what's coming towards you? Whatever you're focusing on. And I feel like this. Um, I don't know why I felt like you got this message, but I do so many, it could be just it's someone else, but you might be like, "No, this was me," because I feel like over the next, um I don't know if it was for June, but it feels like that there was this period of time where it was like over the next few weeks, all the planets are in alignment, and whatever you're focusing on comes in fast. So if you're focusing on lower vibrational energy of fears and lower emotions, we're drawing that stuff into us fast. Normally stuff moves in, depending on I'm focusing on higher things, I'm drawing in higher things, but they move in slow. Here it's like so if something comes in and you're like, no, I don't want that, you change your energy and that drifts away and something else comes in to replace it. So I feel like there's this period of time here. I thought it was the month of June, but I feel like if it was, that's extending into July because I feel like 4 to 6 weeks is the energy that I'm feeling like you're going to see a lot of a manifestation coming in fast. So to be aware of your energies and what you're focusing on, because that's what is brought in. So exciting. Yeah, very interesting messages today. All right. So that is for you, Anjali. And Links Lee, you're up next. Any blessings coming to you? Yes. You've got the sun card that's coming in here. And the sun card represents it's one of the most beneficial, abundant, flowing cards. So a lot of victory, a lot of um, just light and brightness coming into your life here. It's just I feel like it's like this harvest, this abundance that comes in. Very much a Leo energy, and also this childlike wonder and awe that's coming in here. So I feel like almost like you're headed into this Disney World feel, which I would imagine. I've only been to Disneyland, which is like compared to Disney World, but it's like you're going into this place of like, wow, a place of wonder and what's happening, all these different worlds in your life. And I just feel like it just feels like your life is opening up and you're seeing it with new eyes, new fresh eyes. And it helps to return to your inner child and allow your inner child out to play. I feel like this is what brings in and really sparks a lot of this energy for you. So the more that you connect with your inner child and allow them out to play, the bigger the blessings feel. So that's within your power. So I like it. Right, Linksley, that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. And then Lilac Rooms, you're up next here. And what's the likely outcome of an important conversation that you're going to have here? Um, and I'm going to switch decks here. This one is kind of pooped out. Okay. So we're going to go to the Star Tarot here. So what we got here. What is the likely outcome? Well, the likely outcome is there's going to be some disappointment involved in there. So I don't feel it's going to turn out quite like you want it to. And I feel like the conversation is going to be disappointing to the other person as well for some reason. Um, I like that, heartbreak or disappointment is it happens within each of us. Like we're not making someone disappointed. They are choosing to be disappointed. No one can disappoint me. I can only choose to be disappointed. The 3 of Swords is expectations equal disappointment, right? Um, because when we feel like, well, this is how things are supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be, must be, and they don't turn out that way, that's when we're like, oh, we're let down. Like Byron Katie, she's a wonderful, sweet soul. She has a website and she's even on YouTube. It's thework.com. But one of the beautiful things she said all the time in her book too, was that when our thoughts battle reality, they lose, but only 100% of the time. And it always stuck with me because I'm like, whoa, Yeah, that makes sense, because if reality doesn't match my thought, guess who wins, right? And something else that she would say is like, how you know that this situation that happened was supposed to happen? And I'm like, no, why? Because it did. And you're just like, oh, well, yeah, that makes sense because otherwise something else would have happened, right? So I like it. I like this that what's going to happen here is because, the important conversation that you're going to have, if you go into it without expectation, without, or going in going, oh, it's going to be disappointing. And then it is, you're like, oh, look, my expectation was met, which is like, wow, that's like a double negative. But, I just feel like the fear is what expectations are, the fear of, it has to be this, or what does it mean about me, or it has to work out this way, or what does it mean? And it's like you get to determine what it means. And I feel like you get some empowerment through this conversation because you realize that if you know going into it that it's her book is called Loving What Is. And it's like the conversation is going to be a conversation. Um, what story our mind we put to it is in our power. What emotion we choose to feel as we go through it is within our power. The energy I put into it is within my power, and the actions I take in response to it or during it are within my power. The other person's is all in them. I can only be responsible for and control my thoughts, my emotions, my energy, and my actions, but not, not theirs. And so you release yourself from that and you approach it, you just approach it with love. That's the only thing that you can do. Like, well, what can I do to make the most of a conversation? It's like if you go about it with as much unconditional love in your heart as possible, it will always be a better outcome, a more loving outcome than fear. If you go in with fear, it's going to be very fearful. If you go in with love, there's going to be a lot of love involved in it. So hopefully that helps, Lilac. That's what they want you to know, though. So I love all the power that comes through all that, but that's what they have. So many blessings to you. All right, Goldie, you are up next. So feelings and next actions towards you from the Pisces. Ooh. Well, you've got the Ace of Cups, so there is this feeling of love. That feeling is overflowing here. So I feel like they are going to be sharing the love that they have with you here very soon. And I like that. It comes to their ability, and I feel like they've been working on their self love because that's what the Ace of Cups truly is the chalice, the Holy Grail here, spirit filling us up with unconditional love, and it's overflowing to the world. So I feel like that is why they're able to share feelings because they've been working on their self love, and you're going to see it overflow out here if they continue to do that and they're going to express it to you. So I like it because, we can't love someone else more than to the extent we love ourselves, nor receive love from others more than to the extent we love ourselves. So they weren't able to give love or receive love. And, neither are you. With until we raise our own self-love and love vibration, right? So while you're waiting for them to kick in and do that, you can also be working on your own because it's a win-win-win-win-win, right? You're able to feel this beautiful love from above, but it also impacts our ability to give and receive love from the humans in our world too. Because if I love myself this much, no matter how much love I want to pour out, drip, 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 and no matter how much love they want to give me, drip, drip, drip. But if I expand this love, then this also expands and the flow becomes bigger. So that's what I feel is coming in there, Goldie. So that is what they have for you. So many blessings to you. And we'll continue moving down the list. Hey, Supernova, thank you for your additional donation there. So I imagine you'll pop your question there in a moment. So until then, I'm making the most of the time and I'm going to pull a card here for Starfall. And you like a general reading for next week. Wow, you got the moon, which I don't know if we have, is it next week? I think it's the week after that we have a full moon coming up in Capricorn. So I feel like it's important for you to be aware of the full moon energy that's coming in because it's going to start impacting you earlier. So if you kind of just Google full moon in Capricorn, look at the energies and be aware of how that's bringing in, because I feel like this full moon next week is going to be bringing something mysterious from your subconscious up for you to look at. And I like it because it's, something that's been bubbling and still running, a program that's been running below the surface that's been impacting you. And it's like the trigger that brings it up, this energy, this moon energy that's helping you. Capricorn, Saturn energy is devil card energy, which is shaking and rattling a belief that's been there for a long time that's ready to be released. So I feel like there's this freedom that comes here right before 4th of July here, the time of freedom here celebrating the United States, right? So there's this freedom that comes for it, and I like it. So, but Google or whatever your favorite search engine is, just full moon in Capricorn energy, and see what you're drawn to with that. So, I like it for you, Starfall. So that's what they have. So many blessings to you. All right, Nova, thank you so much for your additional donation and your question. I'm just going to take a quick sip here. All right. So let's take a look here and see Spirit's guidance there. Starfall. Yeah. I'm gonna hide in my room just in case. Hey, we can run, but we can't hide from the moon. They will where there's a will, they will find a way. No, Love Within, I haven't gotten to you yet. You're so funny, Starfall. Thank you. No, not at all. This is like your passion, so don't feel bad at all. It's like how is this going to happen? I also want to pull an oracle card for you. So you have a choice of one, two, three, or four. And then I'm also going to pull an empowering question here. Blessings to you too. It's gonna be that one there. And so number four, you actually have the law of positivism healing oracles. Let's take a look here. See what you got here. Hmm. Wow. So I love the empowering question that came up that you can ponder. Like you can journal this, like get away and just get quiet and go, what is your gift to the world? And allow to see what happens. You might even try writing, like write that question with your writing hand, and then your non-writing hand, your non-dominant hand, write the answer, because that allows connection to the subconscious and spirit world for you. And then you had this card come in here, which this is the heart chakra of the planet. I'll read it here in a second. It's card 34. And that's Glastonbury Tor in Ukraine. It's the heart chakra of the earth. Um, so the heart chakra is the fourth chakra. It's in the middle. You have three chakras to the heavens and three chakras to the earth, and the heart chakra is in the middle. And so it says it symbolizes the union of heaven and earth, above and below, the divinity and the embodied being. And the heart opens up the gateway of divine love and wisdom, and through it, we can express our truth. So when this chakra is balanced and open, we are in the flow of love, giving and receiving, and we feel and offer unconditional acceptance and faith. So the heart chakra is associated with the color green and hence with being in nature, eating greens, and chanting the mantra. Also, connect to your love for a parent, a child, or anyone else and bathe in that loving feeling. A healed heart helps you to evolve up and down along the chakras, grounding you as well as opening you for divine guidance and love. So I love this. So, how can you master your own musical expression and find your own sound and voice? Create what you want to share, connect to your heart. Maybe if you want a trip or you're near Glastonbury Tor, Ukraine, I'm not sure where you live. Wow, that is great. Yeah, it's beautiful, and connecting to your heart, whatever you can do, listen to heart chakra balancing music, or create. Okay. Well, you're close. You're just south of, the UK, right? No, you're more we're probably the same distance to the UK. But, whatever you can do to balance your heart chakra, wearing green, um, listening to frequencies that balance the heart chakra, like all the stuff, even if you just Google balancing the heart chakra, find out what draws it to you. I feel like that's a huge piece of it. We've got the Hanged Man, so definitely it's cocooning, seeing things from a higher perspective. It mentioned, parents and children and different things. This for me represents home. So if you if you don't live like where home feels, visiting that can help too, or thinking of home, focusing on home, because I feel like this is part of the transformation and seeing things from this higher place too. Because it talked about the heart chakra, what makes you feel like home. And you got 3 and 3. So, definitely feeling, connection to joy and celebration and being true to your authentic self. 3 is the number of creativity. So, it definitely is, staying true to you. Even it talked about getting out into nature, being true to you, free of all the supposed tos and shoulds and connecting. And you might even be having like a group of individuals that you feel like are like a soul family or like your tribe, you know. I feel like there are some individuals that are coming in that you feel very supported by them and you all get each other. Whenever I get that, it's like there's individuals where you don't even have to, like, you can say something, you don't feel like you have to explain it. You just know they get it. I feel like if you don't already have that, I feel like there is um like two other people that are coming in where you even bounce ideas off one another and you help uh, create, and maybe you co-create together as well. Oh, very cool. I like that. And then you have the Knight of Swords, seeing again higher knowledge, cutting away fears. So the like we were talking about before, the less we fear, the more we're able to connect to creativity. So, that's something that you can do is if you have any fears around things, identify them, question them, and let them go to transform them. Again, transformation with the hanged one here. It's like a caterpillar going, becoming the butterfly. And you have the Queen of Wands. So don't be afraid to express yourself, step forward. The the queen here, she has this ability to put her energy forth and to have movement, but the black cat represents the emotional side, which is connecting to spirit. So the more you connect with spirit, the more you connect with the higher love through the heart chakra, focusing on balancing your higher chakras too. The more it comes in there. 444. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. So hopefully those things help there. But I feel like the balancing of the heart chakra is like the homework assignment. So that's what I would look into there. Supernova. And I'm excited. So that is what they have for you. And again, thank you so much for your additional donation there. No, Golden Mystic, I haven't gotten to yours yet. You're still a few away there. All right. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I just feel like if even if you just search, balancing heart chakra, there's going to be videos of music and mantras, and getting out into nature helps balance the heart chakra with Mother Earth, and um, green, all sorts of colors, emerald, and um, um, what is the whatever this whatever this say, oh, I'm going to take all these things. Whatever this stone is, I'm not sure what my brain. Why can't I think of it? But that whatever that stone is, it's not emerald. Um, but you know what it is. So I like it. I like it. All right. So many, many blessings to you. All right. And we are to double, triple, quadruple X. So what is coming in? Let's take a look here. And you got the Ace of Cups coming in too. So this is good. We've got this higher love that's coming in. This is what I feel for you. I don't feel like it's necessarily like a new love from the outside yet. This is like this draw. I love the lotus flower here that is, it amazingly enough in the night time, the flower, it's because it starts very deep in the mud, and it has a giant stem that goes to the surface, and then it has like a lily pad or something, but the flower goes up and it opens up during the sunlight, and during the nighttime it does that, and it actually goes under the water to process the energy that it's received from the sun during the day, and then it's protected. And then when the sun comes out, it moves up and it opens up again, and it does that process. So I love this, that there's this, you know, taking time for yourself, focusing on your love, taking in the love from above, like a sun takes in the sunlight from the sun. I feel like it's a big important time of raising your love vibration more and more and more and more. And that's what allows you to fill up and overflow. And then you're drawing in higher loving vibrational things and people into your life. So I feel like they're saying, depending on what your energy you're focusing in is what's coming in. Um, but they're nudging to focus on the lotus flower and focus on the energy you're getting from above, for a little while. So that is what is coming in, double, triple, quadruple X. So many blessings to you. All right. And always victory. You are up. So you'd like an oracle from your guides. All right. You know, what I'm being drawn to is actually an empowering question and a clarity card. I know I'm not asking you this time. Whoa, what? They are telling me. They are telling me. Okay, and you got a topic card. Okay, and then this card here. All right, so let's see what we got here. Wow, look at this. So It says, "What larger entity am I a part of?" Wow. So connecting and seeing, do you feel you're part of a collective, a starseed collective, a special spiritual collective, or is there an entity, a physical entity that you feel you're a bigger part of, whatever it may be? Oh, the topic card you got is family. So, what do you consider family? And you have metamorphosis. There we go. Butterfly, which says, "You've changed." How? What needs to happen so you can accept those changes and thereby bring movement into the area of your life of what you consider family? So I feel like it's important for you to consider what family means, both in the physical world, but also in a spiritual sense. And what larger family do you feel you're a part of, both in the physical and spiritual worlds? So I feel like this is an important time for you to realize that and see how you've changed and how you can apply that, because it's allowing you to expand into the spirit world, but it's also allowing you to make adjustments of what you consider family in the physical world too. So I like it. That's what they have for you. Always victory. So many blessings to you. All right. And new love. You're up next here. So, what should your main focus be? What we, spirit doesn't have any shoulds because they don't have any judgments on. But we're like, what could you focus on the next month? And maybe we'll add in what is for your highest experience to focus on during the next month. There's no have to, it's just something you could. The lovers. So this is about emotional choice here. And so something that you can focus on is, it's kind of what I talked about with I think it was LA. There's I did mention this earlier because the lovers card I think came in through in the other deck, which is, it's emotional choice, and it's realizing, how I feel in each moment and really seeing here, um because there's no wrong or right choice. There's just choices and different experiences that come from those. So every moment is a choice of unconditional love, or the fear of losing conditional love, or fear of rejection or failure, right? So whatever we focus on brings us different energies and different experiences. And there's no right or wrong. We came here to experience lower vibrational emotions. But what we can do is, when we're not in fear, when we're in fear, we can't think straight. So it doesn't do us any good to try to figure things out when we're freaking out. But when we're calm, our higher mind, our compassionate, intelligent, loving side comes back. That allows us to really look at things. And that's when we can journal. Like if we look at it at the end of the day or throughout the day, whenever we feel a place of peace, we can go, okay, what did I feel today? And why do I feel that way? Do I want to continue to feel that way, or can I experiment and feel a different way? And so I like that, because I feel like there's this next month is a focus on your emotional power of choice. And it realizes you, because it sets you free, when we feel like, because we're taught a lot of opinions, popular opinions about supposed to, shoulds, need tos, have tos, musts in our life, right? Like, when that happens, that's how I have to feel. That happens, I should feel this way. I must feel this way, blah, blah, blah. So we fear the future because we're like, I don't know, whatever comes next, I feel like a puppet, because if that happens, I have to feel this way. If that happens, I have to feel this way. Instead of going, you know what? I get to feel how I want to feel. I get to put the story to what I want. And so you don't fear the future, because theoretically, you could always choose to be happy about anything that comes your way. But that'd be kind of boring. Be fun to try for a little while, but then you realize I can choose whatever I want, and there's no judgment. There's some kindness you give to yourself, and you release yourself from feeling, well, I'm supposed to feel this way, but I feel this way. Now I feel even worse because I'm judging myself about feeling a lower vibrational, you know. So I like this for you, new love. There's this freedom, there's this experimenting with emotions and going, you know what? Like we I think I forget who it was that I said it to, but it was like, normally when someone does this, I'm plotting my revenge, but instead I'm gonna laugh at it today. Let's see how that goes, you know? And it's like empowering. So I like that for you. That's what they have for you, new love. So many blessings to you. And we'll continue moving down the list here. All right, Angel Bliss. Hello, hello. You just wanted to know why you dreamt of your deceased grandfather last night. All right, let's take a look here. Awesome. We have the Emperor here, Aries energy, and they appeared in your dream here because they are supporting you and they're allowing you to know that it's okay to make decisions for yourself. And that if you have decisions that are coming up that you're like unsure of which one should I choose? Should I choose this one or this one? And that it's okay that, you know, the emperor has a lot of people blabbing in their ear about what they're supposed to do and should do and need to and blah blah blah. And that we can fear rejection, we can fear letting someone down, we can fear, you know, punishment. And it's like they came in to let you know what, I did the same thing, but they're there to kind of encourage you to live and don't be afraid to live. Don't be afraid to do what you want to do. Everyone will get over it. I feel like they're kind of they I feel like in the human life, they were pretty jovial. I'm not sure why I would say that word. I normally wouldn't use that word, but they feel very jovial and happy, but they're kind of acting pretty sassy. They're like, "Whatever, do what you want. They'll get over it. They'll get over it," you know? So I feel like they're supporting you in living your dream and doing what you're wanting to do, and you have the support of them and your ancestors. I feel like they're like, "I am the representation of the ancestors of our bloodline, and I'm officially," and they're being silly about it, "I'm officially allowing you to do what you want," you know? So I like that for you, Angel Bliss. I feel like they came in for support for that. All right. And that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. We'll continue moving down the list here. All right. So Sawi Gaming 2023. What does Spirit want you to tell you for the upcoming days in your life? All right. Let's take a look here. You need to get alone. No, I'm just kidding. The Hermit card is about making sure you're spending time for you, allowing spirit and connecting to spirit. They'll guide you on your path, but it's important for you to take time away for yourself, purposely to spend time with spirit, not just be alone, but spend time here connecting with your higher self, with spirit, because they will guide you in these upcoming days and they want some alone time with you to communicate, to develop your relationship and friendship with them. So I like this. And they also are saying that, you know, they don't meddle in your life unless you ask them to, because they honor your free will and your power of choice down here. Before you came down here, you did ask them to do some stuff. They're always working on that stuff to bring it in. But while you're down here, you can still ask of your own free will to do it. And that's what they're, you know, wanting you to look at, um, to do. You know, don't be afraid to ask every day, just as soon as you remember, or put a reminder on your phone or something. You know, I have my own free will. Ask you to come meddle in my life and bring me the things that are for my highest experience. And boom, they will, unless we told them, you know, don't do this while I'm down here. I don't want any help with that. They're like, okay, unless you ask, you know, we'll back off. So I like it for you, Sawi. That's what they have. So many blessings to you. I like it. I like it. All right. And so we'll continue moving down the list here. I know, right, Angel Bliss? You're like, boom, grandpa said, just so you know, talk to him. He told me I could. All right. So Shirley, hello, hello, happy Sunday to you. And you allowed someone to borrow your truck, and you told him you wanted it back last night, and it hasn't returned. Uh-oh, is he on? Is he on? Will he return it, or is he on an adventure? We got the Hanged Man here. Delay. Um, yeah, they're in a transformation here. This is a pause. This is a delay, right? So something delayed him here. I don't feel like they're on an adventure, but something definitely has delayed them. I feel like they're. I don't know if they're stuck somewhere, um, which is interesting. But it feels transformative, and it feels the Hanged One is all about delays and pausing, and it takes longer than we were thinking. So, um, yeah, I don't feel like it's going to be returned today. It feels like there, with that Hanged Man, there is like I said, a delay. I want to get clarity here. Is it going to be returned today? It's been delayed, and that's why it hasn't been returned. But let's see here. I wanted to know if it was today. Well, they say have peace of mind around it, that it will be returned, but maybe like 4 p.m. today, my time in 3 hours. Clock it 3 hours from now. But I feel like they were delayed, but they will return it. I feel like there's this two pentacles balancing. So I don't know, Shirley. It just feels I feel odd. Maybe I'm just hungry. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to do divine directions here. I just feel like I need more clarity. Maybe they're drunk, because I'm getting the same feeling earlier with love 1 2 3 4, and she goes, "Why do they text me?" I go, "I feel drunk." Hmm. So they say ask here. It's okay to ask for help. It's not a sign of weakness. So if there's someone that you can ask, that they know them, go ahead. It's not a sign of weakness. You can ask them. Or you can also ask spirit, have them get in contact with me, tell me, show me, as well. So I feel like spirit is saying it's okay to ask for human or spiritual help as well. Yeah. So that's what's coming in, Shirley. Shirley, so many blessings to you. Don't feel like he's gone on an adventure, though. I just feel like something has him stuck somewhere for some reason. All right. So VD, you'll be my next free reading. I shall return here. But I do have a donation. Thank you so much, Courtney, for your donation. Appreciate that. You want to know, how does Marquita feel about the conversation you just had? All right. Let's take a look here. What else? Okay, what else? All right. Wow, you really got him thinking here, because you got the Hanged One coming in, which is transformative energy. I just put this back in the deck and it came flying back out. But it is about seeing things from a higher perspective, from up above. And we also have the Knight of Swords, which this is about pursuing and seeing things from a higher perspective. And we got the Justice card, which is all about seeing things from a higher perspective, because here's the Ace of Swords, and balancing out higher ways of thinking from fears. So whatever the conversation is, it really got him thinking about things and trying to see things from a different perspective than they had before. Um, I feel like it ignited some fear, but it also ignited a desire to see things differently, which I like. And whatever this was about here, I feel like it is going to bring movement. I mean, you've got the Eight of Pentacles, which is movement in the outside world, like things are not going to be able to stay the same as they were before the conversation. It's bringing things to a fork in the road where it either can't go continue going forward the way it was, it needs to go one way or another, right? And the Chariot card tells me this too, with Chariot usually being a victory card, but it's a power of choice card too. So I feel like I'm not sure, was this conversation an ultimatum? I don't know. It just feels like there's like, here you have a choice to make, it's one or the other. What are you going to do? And that's kind of the feeling that has here, that's like, okay, well, I need to figure out what is it that I really want to do, because they're in a place where they have to make a choice. Oh, yeah, they have a choice. What story are they going to put to it? What emotion are they going to choose? What energy and what action are they going to choose? So I feel like that makes sense about, the fears that were ignited, but they're trying to see things from a different perspective and understand it and go, okay, I have a choice to make around whatever with this situation now. What am I gonna do with it? Am I gonna um I don't feel like they feel it can be neutral. I feel like they say I have to make it better or I have to make it worse. And it's like, whoa, okay, wow, um and I feel like that's where this they're trying to see things from a higher perspective here, and they're trying to make what they feel is a right choice with whatever the conversation was about. But it doesn't feel like hateful and vengeful or anything like that. It just feels like it just like kind of shocked them, and they're trying to come out of that and balance it and try to see things from a different perspective and do that. Oh, all right. Well, here we go. But, I feel like I feel like their heart here is that they're like, well, what do I really want to do? And I feel like they're trying to calm down so they can think clearly to see what they truly want to do here. But I don't feel like you see her making it worse, but I don't feel like they want to. I feel like they want to make a yeah, a better choice. Got the star card. It's like hope and dreams, like wanting their dreams to come true. And I feel like they're just I don't know if they're trying to turn over a new leaf, or maybe their higher self is coming in here. Knight of Pentacles. It's like they're trying to, and the King of Pentacles too. So I feel like they're trying to choose differently, um, because they're wanting the most positive outcome for the outside world, and they don't want to ruin things. And I feel like they're in this place, like they're not that maybe they're turning over a new leaf, but I feel like they're trying to see things differently in their life, because they're tired of crap storms. I was trying to find a nice way to say it. They're just like, "I'm just tired of drama." I just feel like they're just tired, and they want a more fulfilling life. So I feel like this is what kind of energies are coming in there. So maybe they'll surprise you, and maybe they won't. But I feel, Courtney, I don't feel like I really don't feel like this vengeful type of energy, or that. I just almost feel like whatever's happening, I feel like maybe there's more happening than your conversation in their life, where they're just like, I'm just done. I'm just tired. I just feel like they're just tired. But that's what's coming through. So we shall see. But any, I just don't feel that type of energy right now from them. But maybe they fell asleep and are taking a nap and they're very peaceful right now. I don't know. But that's what's happening, Courtney. What we're having here. Yeah, and even the Three of Wands came flying out. Changing directions from what they normally would do too. So Well, we shall see, but that's the energy that's coming through right now, and again, thank you so much for your donation, I greatly appreciate that. I hope they surprise you and you're just like, "What happened? What alien took over their body?" But that's what's coming through, so hang in there. So I'm just gonna take a quick sip here. All right, so VD, we're back to you, and you like a general read. Let's see what we got coming in here. Well, you got the High Priestess, so it is a time to step back into your High Priestess temple, connect to spirit, go behind the veil, dive deep into your subconscious and unconscious. So, trusting your intuition, trusting your gut right now. They're telling you to connect to the spirit world, step out of the noise and out of all the fear and all the blah, 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 the chaos that's going on, and just take a step away. If you can get out into nature, connect to the upper realms, just, spend some time with spirit right now. It's like this invitation to come chill with them and journal if you need to. But I feel like they're just calling you to this more deeper friendship type of energy that's coming in here, and so they're like, "Come talk to us. Come spend some time with us." You've got your guardian angel, your spirit guides, your other angels, loved ones on the other side. You've got just a whole slew of beings of unconditional love and light, and they're just like, life is kind of interesting for you, and they're just like, it'd be in your best interest just to spend some time with us, and we'll give you some love, we'll give you some guidance, and we'll give you some perspective too. So I like it. All right, VD, that's what they have for you there. So many blessings. And Kevin Turubuan, hello, hello. So what spiritually connection, excuse me, spiritual connection do you have with Akshat? All right, let's take a look here and see what they have here. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So the 5 of swords represents mental conflict, and it's all here. It's like a mirror for you. So kind of the spiritual intention, the agreement you guys had is at this point right now is for your differentiating ideas of your small T truths are coming together to butt heads a bit, so that you'll turn to the higher, the Ace of Swords here, which is, the Ace of Swords, the connection to the capital T truths that are rooted in unconditional love, higher, heavenly, seeing things from a different perspective so that it alters things for you and it allows you to step away from trying to prove that your small T truths that are rooted in fear or rejection or, failure, losing conditional love, that you don't try to prove that those are more truer than other people's small T truths rooted in fear, because you're starting to see there's higher truth and that these truths are not true. And so you're not needing to defend them, because real truth doesn't need to be defended. And I feel like there's this opening of the interactions between your relationship. It either is both of you or it's people around you or all of it, that it's bubbling up these fears so that you can realize them and transform them and release them so that you can connect more to higher knowledge, higher awareness. So I feel like that's kind of what they're saying with the spiritual intention behind the scenes. So that's what they have for you, Kevin. So many blessings to you. You're welcome, Courtney and VD. Many blessings. All right. And we are to Golden Mystic. So you'd like a general reading. Let's take a look here. Ooh, so you got the Two of Cups coming in here, which is like the Lover's card in the Major Arcana. And it has to do here, it can be about emotional choices. I had a couple of readings where it was like, there's this energy of understanding your emotional choices in each moment. So I feel like that, if you've been listening, then you know that you've heard it a couple times. But, it's about being aware in each moment. What are you choosing to feel? Because that's totally within you. And excuse me, hiccuping. When you, when you're able to raise your love vibration and choose, there's no wrong choice. You can choose lower vibrational lo- um, love energies and fear energies, but that draws in lower vibrational events and people. And then as you raise your love vibration and choose a higher, gratitude, joy, um, peace, laughter, it's that brings in and draws in higher vibrational events and people. So you have that ability here, and if you're looking for love and it hasn't happened yet, you know, like at least newer love, it's because their spirits kind of like paused until you raise your love vibration, because then you'll draw in something higher. Otherwise, you're going to do what you always did and get what you always got, which is like, "Ugh." And so they're having you, this pausing happening so you can, look into raising your love vibration through your self love. And you do that by questioning old thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that are rooted in fear, old emotions that are rooted in fear, and really that's the where the transformation happens. It's like a hot air balloon with a lot of sandbags on it, and the more you cut those off, the higher your love vibration goes. So that feels like the message that they're bringing in for you right now with that golden mystic. So hopefully that resonates, and that's what they have there for you. So many blessings to you. We'll continue moving down the list here. And Mars. So you have thoughts on disconnecting with your parents and family, no consideration of reconciliation. So you just want to know what Spirit's advice is on this situation. Let's take a look here. We have the star. The star card is Aquarian energy, which is hope. It's a card of hope. It's a card of balance. There's usually seven. You got seven butterflies here. So there's normally seven stars, which is balancing of the chakras, balancing of that. And it's wishing upon a star as well. So it's like um, we can connect with family and reconcile, but um, it's so much about the star card is focusing on ourselves. Excuse me. So, and I know it's difficult with family and even with friends and lovers and everyone else when people have actions and words and they say stuff and it we feel pain from it. um it takes some courage to look into that mirror and go, what, I asked for all this. I know it's hard to believe that. But when we realize that life doesn't happen to us and that life happens for us and that I asked for this to happen for me, then I can start asking instead of feeling like a victim, like, oh, life is happening to me, which we all come here to experience. When we're ready, we can go, okay, why did I want this to happen for me? I take responsibility for what came in, what they're wanting to show me. And an example, I talk occasionally about I had five longish term relationships, anywhere from a year to 3 years each. And as I'm going through them, I did not see what I wanted to see in these mirrors. I just realized that it was hurting. It didn't feel good. It was painful. I felt betrayed. I felt used. I felt uh, like they were trying to fit me in between the important things. I felt abandoned, and so looking at all those wonderful experiences, um, post looking at them, of course, when spirit was with me going, okay, let's look at them. These were mirrors showing you what you wanted to see about yourself. So what did you want to see about yourself? And then those are the good questions that we can look at it and go, what was my family showing me? You know, What did I wanna see about myself? For me, like, when I was cheated on 3 out of the 5 times, I was like, Spirit's like, "What did you learn from that?" And I'm like, "That people are, can't be trusted." And they're like, "Okay, alright, well, if this is a mirror for you and they cheated on you, how did you cheat on yourself?" And I'm like, "What?" But then I'm like, "Oh, because I was looking for my worth from them instead of self-worth from myself. So I was cheating on myself with them." And they're like, "There you go," right? And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Alright, I see that." And then, like, I felt like they were trying to fit me in between the important things, the mirror. How was I trying to fit myself in between the important things? Oh, there I went again, thinking that, oh, I gotta, fit myself in all out here, when I'm like, I need to fit myself in here. So there's a lot of this reflection that can be done here, and the reconciliation actually happens in here first. We reconcile the emotions we had within ourselves, and we have these turnarounds that happen. If you want a tool, something that helped me so much, was Byron Katie. She has it's a website called thework.com. She has a book. She also has a YouTube channel, but it she has this sheet. If you go to her website, it's free, and it's called the Judge Your Neighbor worksheet, and it's wonderful because if you fill it out honestly, if you think about a specific situation, and you just throw up, you allow your ego, your human, just to go blah, 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 blah. When they do the turnarounds and things, you're just like, "Oh, wow, now I see the mirror." But it's so healing and amazing. So if that resonates, Mars, that's what you can do there. But that's what Spirit is saying, and just bringing in that, awareness around that. All right. So that's what they have for you. So many, many blessings there. And Ashvin Rai, you'd like some divine guidance. Let's take a look here and see what they have here for you. We got the Three of Cups here. So, the Three of Cups here. There's a lot that comes in here for you here. I feel like one has to do with like a three-party situation that's coming in, but I also have this, it's like if it's about a relationship, it's like if you feel like there's a third person involved, this would confirm this, that there's dual interests. And at the same time, I feel like there's also this nudging and pulling of you to this tribe of two other individuals that are, it's not romantic, it's like best friends, and that it's joy and spending time with these other two people, and that there's this, adventure that you guys can go on together, like a trip or getting away together. And it's like, yeah, like this sucks, but this is like great. I'm gonna go have fun with these friends, because these people are gonna be with me forever. This one's out, So I kind of feel like this energy coming in, and in a situation, we choosing joy, joy, joy helps us move and move on and move forward, and going, you know what? I, normally I could choose that this is going to bring me down and this is going to hurt me, and, the victim side of the life. But I feel like you're like, I'm just done with that. I just want to go have joy. And I feel like it's a time for you to choose joy, 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 and go spend some time with these two best friends, or they're going to be coming into your life if you don't have them already. And that plan for an adventure, because it's time to live, enjoy, and not have your worth dependent on someone else's actions and choices, right? I just feel like there's this live, 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 and let it go kind of energy coming in. So that's the divine guidance that's coming in for you there, Ashvin. So hopefully that resonates, but that's what's coming in. So many blessings to you. Right, Amber, you are up next here. I am doing great. I'm feeling much better. I started off with allergies today, but I'm feeling so much better. So thank you guys for all your love energy. It just helps so much. I hope you're doing well and great. And you want to know a general reading or messages from your guides that you need to hear, whichever. All right, sure. Let's take a look here and see what does Spirit want you to know right now. All right. This looks like you have some decisions coming up here. If you're not already at a crossroads of needing some important decisions to be made, and Spirit is saying with these situations to come that are coming up, close your eyes and open your heart and allow your heart to have a seat at the table in making the decisions. Don't make them strictly from the mind and the brain, right? It's about allowing your heart to have a say so, if it's like job, it's like, I want to do something I love, not something that I feel I'm supposed to do. Or, if it is about love, it's like not the supposed to's and shoulds and need to's and have to's, but what will make my heart sing? It's all about, what makes your heart feel full and do more of that. Choose that because it's like they're nudging you. It's time for fun. It's time to let your inner child out, so close your eyes and open your heart and see where that leads you. So I like that for you, Amber. It's time. It's time for some fun. All right. So that's what they have. And let me see here. Now we are into where we started the um, donations. Let me just read through here and make sure I'm not passing over anyone. Okay. So we answered those. We answered those. All right. So I think we are to Tulsi Sharma. You want to know, does VJ love you? Or VJ? You know, they are in a great amount of fear here, and been trying to please a lot of people. I feel like, Tulsi, that they are having difficulty loving themselves. They've been looking to try to please so many people in the outside world. They are exhausted. They're at this point. They're about to just throw everything away. um, and I feel like that, because of all these fears, they've had very low self-love for themselves, and we can't love others if we don't love ourselves. So it's not that they don't love you specifically, they just don't have the capacity to love yet because they've been in so much fear trying to live and be accepted, and they have this long list of rules of lovability, like, "I have to have all this happen before I'm lovable," and if they feel that, they can't love others until they feel like that they have that inner love for themselves, if does that make sense? And so I feel like they have emotion they want to that they feel towards you, but I feel like their heart is trapped and imprisoned in all these rules, and they're getting ready just to let their heart break out. And if they find the love for themselves, then they'll realize that they love you, because I feel like they have emotion that wants to be expressed towards you, but they just don't have the capacity in their heart to do it. So hopefully that makes sense. But that's what they have coming in here right now, Tulsi. So all you can do is give them unconditional love. You can't change them. You can't make them think or act any way differently because they need to go through that journey themselves first. So. All right, so that's what they have there. Next up, the YouTube King 744. You want to know, how does James feel about you currently? All right, let's take a look here. See what is going on with James. Well, James, you know, they look at you here. They're very much in this internal journey trying to understand, who am I? What do I want? Where do I want to go in life? Blah, blah, blah. But there's also this teacher of a way that's looking at here. They look at you as wise, in a way, because I feel like they kind of look to you as like not a mentor, but just someone who they can learn from. But I feel like they're so turned inward here on this maze of who they are. They're trying to find themselves. So I feel like they are more super focused on themselves, that they really aren't focused on how they're feeling about other people, if that makes sense. Because I just feel like they're just so focused on this, and they more look at you as like, well, I can learn this from you, but that's again, it's about them. What can I learn from you? It's like, well, what about your feelings? And they're like, well, I'm learning and growing about me. What can you teach me about me? I just feel like it's me right now, coming in there. So hopefully that makes sense there. YouTube King. So many blessings to you. All right. And then we have Alexis. You'd like a love reading. Let's take a look and see what we've got coming in here. All right. Well, you got the Prince of Swords. So there is this movement of thought and belief and mindset, because the knights are, this is like a knight. Um, or it could be pages, actually. I think in this one could be either, it could go either way, which is still the pursuit of seeing things from a higher perspective, cutting away thoughts and beliefs and mindsets around love. Like, who am I supposed to be? Who are they supposed to be? How things should work, supposed to work, be, must be. All these roles that we've been told all our lives around relationship and love. This is the cutting away. This is seeing things differently. And so fears of failure, fears of not finding love, fears of not being lovable, blah, blah, blah. All these opinions we were given growing up. This is a process. This is a quest to cut away fears. And things might feel like they're going slow, but really in the mental world, things are just going, and you may not realize that you're letting go of a lot of fears around relationship and love that you had in the past, because things are being brought into your world for you to face that and transform it. So things like the people being drawn to you has been slowed down, while the inner work is happening, and all that processing's being done, because they don't want you to do what you've always done and get what you've always gotten. They don't want to draw that stuff in. They're allowing you to raise your love vibration, so you draw in a different type of person that's more in alignment with what you deserve, not what you felt you deserved, because of past beliefs that were created by past treatment when you were younger in life, and that was kind of repeated over and over again, right? It's like, I'm done with all that. So I like where this is headed, but just continue to question these thoughts and beliefs that no longer serve you around your lovability and what a relationship means, or how it's supposed to be. It's like allowing yourself to open up more to the spirit world, to say, you know what? I trust that you're going to bring the perfect person in the perfect way, in the perfect timing. And it's like letting a lot of the control go and trusting. And in the meantime, while we're waiting for all that to go, we work on letting go of those thoughts and beliefs and emotions that no longer serve us, that help us raise our love vibration, raise our self-love, because that just allows and opens up this wonderful pathway for us to give and receive love to the humans in such a huge way. Otherwise, it's a very minimal amount of love that we can give and receive. So I like it for you, Alexis. It's definitely for you. So I like it. All right. And many blessings to you. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list here. So we took care of those. Took care of those. Took care of those. Sorry, I'm just making sure here. Don't want to pass anyone. All right, I think we are down here to Girl Wake Up Podcast. Welcome back. And you want any new love that you're actually interested in coming in this summer? What a great clear question. Well, we've got new passion coming in for sure. You got the 8 of Wands, which is a lot of passionate energy coming in fast and suddenly out of nowhere. So I like this that you do have a new passion that starts here. And this is where it starts. We were asking about new love. So they're saying, well, you definitely this summer have the passion ignited, which, of course, we want that, but we want it all, right? Of course, but it starts with like Shazam, what, you feel like electricity, like, whoa, great balls of fire, what's happening, and so it does come in here this summer. It's ignites. I feel like love probably comes a little later, but I feel like, definitely there's the spark that happens, this summer, so I like it. Girl Wake Up podcast. Uh, the 8 really stands out too, so I feel like maybe it's more like August, which is summer, when the spark really happens here. So you got a little bit, but while you're waiting, just work on that self-love, right? That's always what spirit says. When we have a pause, we're waiting for the paint to dry in the waiting room, we can still work on our self-love. It's a win-win, win-win-win, right? So that is what they have for you. So many blessings to you. Okay, let's take a look here. All right, looks like love within you attracted your question, so we'll keep going. Okay, so I answered that. I answered that. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. Lust, hot love. Yeah, self love for sure. You're so funny. But it leads to love because we asked for new love specifically. Otherwise, it would have been like Three of Swords, disappointment. No, but you got the spark of love, right? So we'll start with that. You're very welcome. All right, and then we got girl power also here. Hey, so you want to know what is Samuel feeling towards you at this current moment, like right now? Let's take a look here. Okay, so we got the Four of Cups. We like this. This is emotional stability, which is a good emotion to have, right? Not emotional instability or emotional confusion. I like it because they see the possibility that you're a different type of love than they've had before. These are the other loves they've had where they were usually you'll see like on the standard tarot, the original, there's someone leaning up against a tree like this is love, and then there's this ace of cups being offered to him from the heavens. And they're like, but I feel like they are working on their own self-love because the reason why they were unhappy in love before is because they didn't have a whole lot of happiness and love inside themselves. But that's been changing, and then they see this different type of love that's possible. So I feel like they're looking at possibilities and they see like there's something different about how I'm feeling about you than I felt about other people or even felt about you before. So I feel like they've been doing some inner reflection, some inner work, that's allowing them to see things a bit different. So I like that for you. So that's what's coming through, girl power. So many blessings to you. All right. And then now vote sing. You're up next. You want to know if reconciliation with Mehak is possible. I've got the Ace of Cups here. And this is like spirit nudging you to new love. So I don't feel like it's possible. And I feel like there's a love that's more in alignment with what your heart wants to go to the future. So just realize it's like the Tower card. It reminds us that when people are move out of our lives, they're being moved out of our lives on purpose for us. It's not happening to us. It's happening for us to make space for someone that's more in alignment with our soul and our future, than the other person, and allows the pathway to be cleared for us to move forward. So with that Ace of Cups, I'm feeling like it's like, nah, even if it's possible, it's not what your higher self wants. It's like, well, no, trust me. You want to move on. They're like, don't go back." They're like, where you're going is this is going to be so much more. You're going to be so happy that for what comes compared to what is being left behind. And I know it's hard to believe that when we're feeling raw about it and we're like, but I love them. And you're like, wait a minute, who's that? That's what will happen. So hang in there, Navot. Many blessings to you. All right. And then I believe we are to my final reading here with Cindy. Hello, hello. And you'd like to know, how does Wagner feel for you? All right, let's take a look here. So as I was just talking about the tower here, I feel like that's coming out for everyone, not you, because this is what I was just talking about. The tower, which is, in our lives, whoever's moved out of our life is moved out of our life for us. And we can trust that spirit is on our side. They're not doing things to punish us or to make our lives miserable, but we can trust that when people come in and leave our lives, that it is for us, right? And you have the Knight of Cups. So the feelings they have, there is this movement of love, this movement of emotion. So I really feel like there is this, energy coming forward where they want to come and they want to offer you some love here. So I feel like it's going to be happening here in the near future. So I feel like there is love interest. So they're going to be uh, having, the Knight of Cups is an action card. It's an action and movement of emotion. So I feel like they're going to act upon those feelings and you'll be witnessing in it soon. I know, right? Woohoo! All right. So that is what they have for you here. Whoops, as I knock stuff down. Now, before everyone takes off, I do want to make sure everyone knows I will be back in 5 hours for my evening session. But just know that you have 1 day left to the end of today to get into my weekly drawing. Every Monday, I do have a drawing. On Tuesdays, I'll put out a video announcing what I'm giving away the following Monday. So, this video I just posted is the one that tells you how you can get into the drawing for a chance at winning one of the two 30-minute personal recorded readings that I'm giving away. And then also, I have started doing a weekly video called Take 10 with Zen, which are videos that are 10 minutes and under. The content portion is 10 minutes or under. I blab a little bit before and afterwards about stuff, but, uh, not the content. Um, and but it's all about connecting to the spirit world, understanding ourselves, and answering questions from my subscribers. So this one was all about spirit guides. So if you want to check it out, that is available. And then if you haven't checked out your monthly reading for the month of June, I do put out readings for each individual zodiac sign. Here's the playlist for that. And we talked about the solstice and its impact, and where in your life spirit is showing you that you're vibrating at a higher vibration in love, and where there might be an opportunity where we might be vibrating at a lower vibrational love that can be improved if we want. So I loved the content on those. So if you haven't checked them out yet, it's for the month of June, but the energy extends for the entire solstice for the next 3 months. So you can check those out. And then if that wasn't enough, I know each week I put out at least one pick a card reading. And this one is all about the solstice. What's the solstice bringing you as well? So it's a nice little pick a card. So if you want to check that out, that's available too. I have a lot of pick a cards on my main page. So if you check out my playlists, if you want more messages of love from above, you can check it out there. So that is the skinny on all of that. And again, thank you guys so much for all the thumbs up that you've given the video. It's something free that you can do that helps spread the Zen love so you can be part of the love tsunami as well. So thank all of you who have done that. Like I said, I'm here Wednesday through Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. So I shall return this evening. And then also, I'm here Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. So until I see you guys again, please know that every second of every day of your life, that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, have a great rest of your day or night, wherever you're out in the world. Until I see you again, much love to you. You hang in there and you take care. We'll see you soon.